Hello everybody, welcome to our second video here on Take 2 Reviews. And we have got another tier list, but this one, this is going to be a long one.
Oh yeah.
This is going to take a while. And this is going to be one that either is going to cause a lot of there's a lot of hot takes here. This also could be one that we find out so many bands, we have no clue who they are.
And he brought this to my attention.
I brought this to you.
Yes. Yeah, he knows that I'm just the music nut, and I have so much music on my hard drive that he was just like, there might be bands you don't know, or you just fucking know all of them because you're a psycho.
Yep.
So I'm very intrigued by this.
Alright. So, for anyone, I feel like all of you can see this, but just in case, you know, my eyesight's not the greatest thing, aka you're me, here's the tiers we got for this. We got the greatest of all time, the tippy top tier. Below that is amazing. We have then followed that up with great. Then we got in the middle, okay. We have the somewhat tolerable. We have there the absolute worst band. And then we have just the other category of I don't know, in case none of us know who any of these bands are.
And for the people watching, that's probably the 8th time Josh has had to go through the tiers because he had to explain it to me 7 times already.
I had to make sure, he has to make sure he knows which ones are which because he forgot I lost them.
But I have them written down on a doc, and I also have brackets in the docs so I can put my answers where they go. So. Because I'm not looking at the screens.
Okay.
I am ready.
So the first one is already one I've never heard of. I think this is what it's called. 10cc.
Ooh. Oh, shit. 10cc is great. I'm not saying that's where they're... actually, yeah. They're very underrated. I'm using the great as the underrated tab.
Okay.
Because I have all of 10cc's stuff on my rotation, and they're just a really good prog style bluesy band, and they got some bangers.
Okay. The next one, the 1975.
Ooh, a little bit more modern. I think. Can't remember who was it. Somebody was just dating their frontman, and all shit kind of hit the fan. But I would put them in the category of amazing because they're just another really good, funky. They're really good. I don't know. There's going to be some instances where I don't know songs off by hand.
Yep.
But I've definitely heard them, and they've definitely made me feel some good.
Okay. The next one. I still don't know how this is on here. One Direction.
Okay.
Trust me, you were as confused as I was when I saw... that's why I was like, that's one I think that's offensive to me to be considered a rock band.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily. It's not. Well, I get your take on that. I wouldn't say that's totally fair because at least a lot of their earlier stuff, they were taking influences from the Clash, or in some cases, directly ripping off the Who.
I just scrolled down all the way to the bottom just so the people who are watching
can see how long this is going to be.
How long this is.
So yeah, I have a few One Direction songs on my iPod, and
you have every song on. You have every band, every song on everything.
If I could have all of my music beat thing on my iPod, I fucking would. But I have a few One Direction songs on here, so yeah, they're okay. They're not a group that I would like actively put on unless I had a certain song stuck in my head. But when they're on a shuffle on an iPod or my normal setup, then I'm gonna listen.
Okay. 3 Doors Down.
Oh, if I go crazy, will you still call me Superman? Oh, Jesus. I like Three Doors Down, but I'm not compared to like some of the other bands going around there. They have a lot less songs, like a lot less big songs. Like they have Kryptonite, they have Here Without You, and they have like Be Like That. There's in that one American Pie movie. That, like, other than that, I don't know many other things that they've done. Because like I'm using my iPod for reference here,
Okay.
because I know I have Three Doors Down stuff on here. I think, or I'm just nuts. I'm nuts. I thought I did, but I don't. So yeah, they go in the okay category as well, because they are good, but they just there's not enough there.
I'm trying to think what I should do if I don't know how to say their names. That's gonna be very weird. That's not the case for this one. Third Eye Blind.
uh, so yeah, Third Eye Blind um, is responsible for one of the funniest scenes I've ever seen in a movie, and you were there for that movie, Josh. This was in the movie Game Night, and they're in the bar, and the main female in the movie is dancing around the bar with a gun, singing into it, and she's singing the do 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 do, and that's a Third Eye Blind song. Um, and other than that one song, like I have to go deeper into their thing, but for now, and this might get me into hot water, but I'm just gonna put them in somewhat tolerable.
Somewhat tolerable.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I gotta figure out what the fuck this one is. Because it's, I believe, 4 something blondes.
Oh, four non-blondes.
4 non-blondes. Okay.
Yeah. They go in the great category, because they I think only had one album, but it was in the time where grunge was very popular, and you won't know the name, but you'll definitely know the hey yeah yeah yeah. Uh, I said hey, that one.
Okay.
She had Linda Perry had such a great vocal tone and vocal style that it just doesn't get talked about enough. So yeah, they're that really pocket era grunge ish, going slightly into alternative rock uh, band, and they don't get talked about enough. But they're traditionally seen as a one hit wonder. So.
Five Finger Death Punch.
Oh, the internet's favorite band, sponsored by Monster Energy. Um, Once again, I have a few songs of theirs, but the internet certainly they are the Imagine Dragons of groove metal. They have their hardcore fan base,
Yep.
of which I am not a hardcore fan, but I do like their stuff. Um, but somewhat tolerable, because I do like Ivan Moody as a vocalist, and I do like some of their riffs and stuff. But there's only so much of it I can take.
5 SOS.
Oh, 5 Seconds to Summer.
Yeah. Just raised that for some reason.
Like I know 5 Seconds to Summer, but I just don't know enough to properly judge it. So the first for I don't know.
Okay. I think we know where this goes. AC/DC.
Oh, greatest of all time.
Yeah, I assume so.
Oh yeah.
The
And I will say, and this is another thing that may get me into some trouble. Bon Scott era ACDC is better than Brian Johnson era. I'm not discrediting or disrespecting Brian Johnson in any way as a vocalist or a writer, but I just prefer the Bon Scott era because Bon Scott had such a presence. Even when on the records, had such a presence about him
So
that
I'm
you're sending
sending
me a
you.
picture
I'm sending you a picture
of the next one so I
of the
can read
next
it.
one. See if you can figure out what the hell it is. Just because I don't know.
Oh, Aerosmith.
Okay, well I can't. That is so I can't see that freaking things.
They go in the amazing category.
Yep.
Uh, some people definitely would put them in the greatest of all time, and the combination of talent in that band is incredible. Steven Tyler, one of the greatest hard rock vocalists of all time, without a doubt. Dream On, one of the best songs I think he's ever written. Um, and not to mention, I say Dream On is one of the best songs ever written, but I also say it's the worst song to have at a karaoke. Because somebody's going to try the high notes and fail miserably. Um, but yeah, Dream On, Walk This Way, Sweet Emotion, Love in an Elevator, which is probably the most criminally underrated Aerosmith song. It's just a great kick-ass fucking band, and I wish I could have seen
Uh, AJR.
this is a band that my ex got me into, and they're first of all they're going in great. Um, they're really unique because they're they got some good rock and stuff going on, but they use a lot of electronic elements and stuff, and they're very innovative with the stuff they put out. Uh, like Steve's Going to London is one of the best earworms I think I've ever heard. And yeah, I don't have much to say because I'm really just starting to dive into them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, Alice Cooper.
Oh, greatest of all time. Oh, fuck yeah. Uh, I have so many live DVDs of Alice Cooper. It's ridiculous. Um, to the point where uh, it's almost unhealthy. He's just such a gem to the music industry. The stage show he's able to put on every night, especially at his age now. You're talking about just getting your head missed by a guillotine blade by this much every night. At 50, 60, maybe 70 years old. Fucking dude. How much more badass can you get?
Alice in Chains.
Also greatest of all time.
I think that was pretty.
But definitely my favorite band of the grunge era. A lot of people will say Nirvana, and we'll definitely get to Nirvana on this list, I'm pretty sure. Uh, and it's just, I was watching their Unplugged performance the other day. And speaking of things that people say Nirvana is better for, uh, the Unplugged set is one of the best live acoustic, live electric, live performances in general. Lane Staley is such a unique, talented individual that was just taken away too fucking soon. If you know anybody struggling with addiction and they're a little too far deep into it, try to reach out. 'Cause, man, it's tough.
Allman Brothers Band.
This is one that I would put in the great category
This is one
because
I had to Google to figure out what the hell it was.
yeah, Allman Brothers Band Dwayne Allman was the guitarist for it. I can't remember his brother's name for the life of me. Um, it escapes me, but fuck it. There's just a really good blues rock band uh, live at the Fillmore East, one of the most iconic live albums of all time. It's like if you're doing housework and you just need a like a live album, or if you're just lounging around reading a book, you know, to put on live at the Fillmore East, and it'll, if you haven't heard the Allman Brothers Band, it'll change your fucking world. That's all I'll say about them.
So I think this is what's going. What is this?
Am I gonna get another picture?
Oh. I want to make sure I have. Okay, this. Okay.
What?
Animal Collective? I think it's what's called.
That's bizarre to be on this list, but yeah, I think you got it right.
I tried to make that's what it looks like, and I'm like, that's what made me so confused.
And this would be one that, well, I've heard of the name, and I definitely have some songs of theirs that are just like on random compilations. I don't know enough of their stuff to properly judge. So
don't know.
Yep.
The Animals.
Underrated. So I would just put them in okay.
Okay.
Because they're obviously one of the most iconic bands of the '60s. House of the Rising Sun. You know, Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood is a fucking gem that gets stuck in my head way too often. But yeah, they're great. They're a great band. But I don't know too much of their stuff, so okay is where they're gonna go because I do like this stuff.
Anthrax.
Oh, dude. Oh, dude. Amazing. One of the big four of thrash. And some fucking Slayer fans might get mad at me for saying it, but I say, depending on the song, they're faster than Slayer. And they kick just a little bit more ass. And I may have to lock my windows for saying that. But Caught in a Mosh is another song that just fuck it. If you're not ready for it and you haven't heard them, that song will kick your ass.
Arctic Monkeys.
Great band, great talent in the band, somewhat tolerable, and I blame the internet for that.
Okay.
Because they're the band that does the and that riff has been so overplayed, it's become the new smoke on the water in guitar stores. To the point where everybody plays the fucking thing. Yeah, there's great talent in the band, but that riff has just been everywhere, and it's a good riff, and I want to love it, but right now I fucking hate it.
Audioslave.
Amazing. Because, yeah, so for people who don't know Audioslave, it's a supergroup comprised of Chris Cornell and the remaining members of Rage Against the Machine. Songs like a Stone, Show Me How to Live, which is the most underrated banger I've ever heard. Be Yourself, yeah, that's it. And then there's another one that I just had in my head, but I forgot it. Doesn't Remind Me, that's it. You know, there's bands that just have the right combination of guys.
Yeah.
And Audioslave is definitely one of them. To the point where you know they're a supergroup, but they're in a league of their own.
Avenged Sevenfold.
Huh. A bit. gonna put him in somewhat tolerable.
Ooh.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah, it's a hot take.
this is gonna be a hot take.
So I love Sinister Gates as a guitar player. He is amazing. But like Hail to the King is a good song. Like I have 2 Avenged Sevenfold songs on my iPod. But they're just because they're on soundtracks. But there's just something about Emma Shadows as a vocalist that like kinda gives me the stink eye. But I do like the band, but it's just like yeah, it's like Five Finger Death Punch. I like them, but not a lot.
Bare Naked Ladies.
Greatest of all time, and I would get crucified by my dad for saying that, because he refuses to get out of. He refuses to let the fact that they are the band that wrote "If I Had $1,000,000" leave his head, because he is so offended by that song's existence. He thinks it's corny, it's stupid, and while yes, it's a silly song, he does know of other Bare Naked Lady songs that are good. But every time I try to show him a Bare Naked Lady song that I like, it comes down to the fact that there's a slight hint of a rap verse in it, because they are a bit of a hybrid between like really good alt rock and there's some hip hop elements in there. So like I can't ever show him a song like Pinch Me.
Who is this?
God for what?
Who is this?
That I'm talking about?
Yeah.
My dad.
Okay.
I can't show him a song like Pinch Me or God forbid One Week. Because I love One Week as a song. And he likes the riff and everything, and then Ed starts rapping. And he's a curmudgeon that way when it comes to hip hop. And, most of the time I just tune him out because there's a lot of music that I do love because of him. But it's just he's such a stubborn bastard when it comes to it. But I genuinely adore the Bare Naked Ladies. The stuff with Stephen Page, and even to the stuff they're doing now, they're just so innovative. Got good writing. Even when their writing is ridiculous, it's good writing. They have a song about shopping, and it's great.
Hell yeah.
My God. Amazing. They're going in greatest of all time, but
Yep.
the band itself is fucking stellar.
The Beach Boys.
Okay. Now, I respect the Beach Boys. There are some great Beach Boys songs out there. God Only Knows is one of the most beautiful songs ever written. Good Vibrations is a work of art. And Brian Wilson is truly a genius. But somewhat tolerable.
Okay.
And there is a Beach Boys documentary I'm going to be watching within the next couple of days. That's on Disney Plus. That may change my mind, because once I get to know more about the band in that sense, my opinions on them change.
Yeah.
So, for now, somewhat tolerable, because there is a lot of redundancy in the Beach Boys stuff. Because they are a surf rock band. And also, when Mike Love tried to be edgy and do some rapping, it was super dated even for the 80s. It somehow made the 80s outdate the 80s. So, yeah, that I can't forgive that album. So, somewhat tolerable, and I don't care who comes from it.
The next one I knew exactly where to put it, because the next one's the Beatles.
Yeah, I don't even think we need to talk about
I don't
that.
think we need to discuss
Everything that I just said about the Beach Boys, but like, you talk about innovation, and they had it in strides. They pioneered so many genres of music, like Helter Skelter. Like I said it in the Doors video about 5 to 1, but like Helter Skelter is a fucking metal song. Like, that thing is so fucking heavy, especially when you break it down. And I just watched a video about it the other day about how layered that song is. It's a shit kicker. Um, Everything vocally, the stuff they were doing with tape delays, 4 tracks, and not to mention all the writing and the partnership between John and Paul, the talent that was Ringo, and the amazing guitar work of George. Jesus Christ, I could go on and on, but I'll just shut up.
Beck.
I'll put that in okay. Now, the only song that you will know by Beck is "I'm a loser, baby, so why don't you kill me?"
Yep, I know that one.
And you talk about ridiculous lyrics. In the driver's seat chimpanzee, there was a monkey. Oh my god. I just don't know enough about Beck, but I love that song so much.
Black Flag.
Okay. Now that's one of the best punk bands ever put to tape, so I will put them in great.
Where are we putting them?
Great.
Great.
They are just, yeah, everything I said about Anthrax, but double it, because they are so fast and so hard. But like some of their songs, I don't think, I could be wrong, but I don't think they have a song over 4 minutes, like at all. Like, I don't think they have a song over 2 minutes. Like, their songs are so fast. They get to the point real quick while also being beautifully written. Like, it's insanity.
The Black Keys.
I was listening to Black Keys earlier today. What I mean by earlier today, that was the album I was listening to. That was so good. So I will put them in amazing. I was listening to El Camino specifically. The reincarnation of swampy blues rock is they're just great. And they're only 2 guys. Like, so much talent.
Blink 182.
Oh. Voice inside my head. I'm gonna get killed. Somewhat tolerable.
To be honest, I feel like I don't know if I like any song of theirs.
There's some good songs. Like All the Small Things is a good one.
Oh, just
Small things. But yeah. But then I have a terrible problem with Blink 182, and it's not their fault. I sometimes get them mixed up for Sum 41. Because I was about to say that Fat Lip is a really good song, and then I remembered, fuck, that's Sum 41. So Travis Barker, though, as a drummer, is fucking incredible. Like, he is up there as one of the greatest drummers of all time. And speaking of All the Small Things, that video is amazing for Travis Barker. Because the scene of them, like, just clicheing on the beach trying to be the cool boy band, he wants to be anywhere else in that shoot. To the point where every time I watch that video, I can't stop fucking looking at Travis. Because his face, he's just like, get me out of here.
Blondie.
Another innovative band, great female vocalist. So I will put them in great. Call Me is one of my favorite songs because there's just so much power behind it. But yeah, they're just a great gaggle of people in that band. Um, but I need to dive deeper into Blondie. Yeah, I almost say Castle of Glass, but Heart of Glass is the song that I'm thinking. It's another.
Blur.
Oh, every time I hear this band's name, I think of something else. Um, I don't know enough about Blur, but I do know song two because it's that woohoo. Um, so I will just put it in an I don't know enough, but I do want to dive deeper into their stuff. So just put it I don't know. But historically, they are the band that feuded with Oasis like so hard in the press. Like I think they might have even came to blows once. Like it's so fucking funny.
Bob Dylan.
Ooh. Okay. Okay. I'm putting him in greatest of all time. And while I'm not a big fan of his vocal work, which to be honest, I don't think anybody really is, his songwriting is just there's no one that can match him, really. And he is a part of one of my favorite uh, favorite bands, uh, uh, the Traveling Wilburys, which I hope are on this list. But but yeah, songwriting wise, he's amazing. He's great, and the way his music is made is good. Nowadays, he's a little, you know, that, but uh, there's no one like Bob Dylan.
Blue Oyster Cult.
Amazing. They are the band that does the Seasons Don't Fear the Reaper. They also do
Rental sites taking
Godzilla.
up your mental real estate?
And
The,
always remember, believe in
Barbarian.
yourself, in your future.
What?
Man,
What just happened?
an actress decided they wanted to start playing on here.
Oh,
Lucky enough, I paused it.
okay.
But yeah, that just randomly abruptly happened. So I don't know if anyone else heard that. But I'm pretty sure people just randomly started hearing an ad that I had to go. Anyways, I think we're done with the Bon Jovi.
Somewhat tolerable.
Ooh, you have some.
And that's gonna piss off all the soccer moms.
You have some takes on here that are gonna be.
Yeah.
There are 1, 2, 3 on here on somewhat tolerable. That's somewhat shocking.
Beach Boys Avenged and Bon Jovi. Beach Boys Avenged and Bon Jovi.
No, Five Finger Death Punch, Sevenfold, and Bon Jovi.
If you knew the internet's opinion of Five Finger Death Punch, I'm doing them a favor.
Okay.
You should see what some people say about Five Finger Death Punch.
Okay.
Trust me, I would get shot for saying this in some states. But I love Richie Sambora as a guitar player. He's great. Blame the radio for this opinion. There are songs of Bon Jovi's that I adore. Runaway specifically. I don't give one single solitary flying fuck about Living on a Prayer. Or It's My Life. Those songs can join Indian Summer in the rotting cesspool of hell. And yeah, uh, Bad Medicine is a good song. Dead or Alive is a great song. But when it comes to the period that they came up in, I always saw Bon Jovi as a little too colorful, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, a lot of people had big hair back then and all that, but they were just too, like, in a time period that had Wasp and a freshly solo Ozzy Osbourne, these guys were kind of like, this is going to be an even hotter take. They were the flower power of metal, in my opinion. To the point where I was almost... I can't believe I'm saying this on the internet. But they try to be something that they're not.
Oh, this is gonna get you. Oh, this
Oh,
is
yeah.
all on you.
Come for me, internet.
I don't want to hit this. This is not directed at me. This is all you.
Yeah, you could be... You put Bon Jovi in somewhat tolerable, but put the Bare Naked Ladies in greatest of all time. You know all they did with the Big Bang Theory theme, right? It wouldn't be anything if it wasn't for the Big Bang Theory.
I feel like
Shut
it's
up,
gonna
you
be more.
stupid.
See, like to me, if I was gonna be if I was commenting, it might be like you put Bon Jovi in somewhat tolerable. One Direction is okay.
Yeah, but...
That'd be the one that offended me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm sure this will... To be fair, there's nothing in the absolute worst yet.
No, not yet. I don't know if anything will be because I feel like you'll be too nice.
I just said Living on a Prayer is on the same level of Indian Summer. You know how beloved that song is?
Yeah, even I actually don't mind that song.
The only thing I love about that song is the talk box. And that's it. The rest of it can fuck off.
Although, you know how you have your internet thing? I'm gonna have mine. And I'm gonna do one just to, when we get to it, just to annoy the internet.
Oh?
There's one on here that I'm gonna put in a certain spot just to annoy the internet.
Am I going to get mad at you?
You will get it. You will get why I'm doing it.
Okay. Okay. Let's continue.
Next one is Boston.
Ooh. Ooh. Amazing. Talk about one of the greatest debut albums of all time. Because all the shit that was on that first record. More Than a Feeling, Peace of Mind, Foreplay Long Time. Oh. Brad Delp as a singer, just fuck's sakes. They tried so hard to come up to snuff with the rest of their work. And they did really good stuff, but they just put like, what's the word I'm looking for? Critically, they couldn't match their debut album. But personally, I love everything they've ever done. It's so good.
I feel like the people watching this are gonna get very annoyed with me at one point.
Why?
Because you keep talking. There's times where I just scroll down just to look at things on here, and I forget I'm filming sometimes. So people are probably just trying to figure out what's going on. I just keep scrolling down out of nowhere. So I apologize for that. Next one's Bowie. So I'm gonna assume that's
David Bowie?
It just says Bowie, so that's what I'm gonna assume. I don't know who else it could be. I don't know if it's a band by something Bowie.
You sure it's not Bowling for Soup? Either way, David Bowie is just another person that goes into the greatest of all time. Talk about somebody who's like image. Like when he first started out, he was just this like almost like this kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
His first few albums really, didn't make that big of a splash. then like Ziggy Stardust changed like the fucking landscape, and Aladdin Sane and all this other stuff, and Black Star, his last album. Like, what was it? Black Star came out 2 days before he died,
I think, or something like that.
and that fucking music video, that last music video, oh my god. There's so much good David Bowie stuff that's like
So where are we
that people
playing
don't talk. Yeah, greatest of all time.
them? Okay. We're just I'm
'Cause
just going under the assumption it's him. So.
It's David Bowie, because as personality, as a musician, as just a figure in pop culture, just can't. There's no other David Bowie. There's going to be nobody else like David Bowie ever.
Brand new.
What? Okay. I haven't a goddamn clue. So that's a band I have to check out.
Okay.
So I am apologizing for any fans of Brand New that there might be. I just don't know anything.
Cage the Elephant.
Ain't no rest for the wicked. That's fucking amazing. One of the songs that I'm pretty sure you and I can fucking recite word for word.
Yeah.
Song that should be more appreciated for what it is, because I have that record that it's on, but
Sweet.
I need to go deeper into that rabbit hole, because I'm a bit of a schmuck when it comes to being a Cage the Elephant fan, because I'm just like I rip on people for calling somebody a one-hit wonder, like for Existence, Four Non Blondes, but for example, Four Non Blondes, I rip people for saying Four Non Blondes is nothing but a one-hit wonder, but I'm the fucking hypocrite who just like has Ain't No Rest for the Wicked on my iPod, and that's it. I need to dive deeper in there, but they're such a good band.
That's what I'm just curious. Cannibal Corpse.
As a Jesus, we took a turn.
Yeah, I was kind of. I read that. I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be fun."
As a death metal band, they're pretty damn good, but because the way my music be set up, it's up to a point where you could be listening to like Frank Sinatra or some lo-fi 1 second, and then all of a sudden get slapped in the hammer smash face by Cannibal Corpse. The song titles are hilarious. I don't hate Cannibal Corpse, but compared to like every other band here, I feel like I have to put it in the absolute worst. Because like, if you're having a party with a bunch of guys and you just want to be ridiculous, throw on some Cannibal Corpse.
Yeah.
Just fucking go for it.
Yeah.
Some of the riffs that they sneak in their songs are like really tasty. Like Hammer Smash Face. There's a fucking riff in there that's really fucking vibey. And then the rest of the song continues and you're just like, oh, where's that riff that just disappeared? Because I do adore them, but they're for a very specific mood and day, and like you can't listen to a lot of it in a row because your head will spin. So yeah, and George Fisher, like you look at somebody who's just this guy, right?
Is this the band that I always scream doesn't speak English?
No, you're
Oh.
thinking of Cradle of Filth.
Okay.
But somehow Cannibal Corpse is worse than Cradle of Filth when it comes to that, because it's just. But George Fisher, in the band, is one scary son of a bitch because his neck is bigger than Ben was. But like personality-wise, he's just a fucking nerd that likes to collect stuffed animals and all this shit. He's just a big teddy bear in real life. So, but yeah, just compared to everything else, it's gotta go there.
I never knew there was a band called this. Car seat headrest.
And this is another one for the I don't know.
I've never heard of them in my life. I never knew there was a band called. I actually don't know what the next one is, just because I can't.
I know I know of the band, and I have one of their albums on it that I was supposed to do a review for, but I just haven't gotten to it. Because I don't have the rest of their shit. Because I want to dive in first.
You probably can figure this out very easily, and I'm just stupid, but I, for some reason, can't make out what the fuck this one is.
Just waiting for it. Did you send it?
Yeah, oh, it's just sending. Hold on. We'll just do. I'll do it the quick way. Usually, there you go.
Cars.
Okay.
I would assume it's the Cars. The Cars are okay. There's some good songs. It's another rabbit hole that I want to dig a little deeper into because Stevie T is obsessed with them. Like, they're his favorite band, and like Just What I Needed and Let the Good Times Roll. Those are their big hits, and I love those songs. But Stevie T saying they were his favorite band kind of caught me off guard. So, like, if he loves them, I would kind of want to dive deeper.
So
See what I'm missing out on.
Where would you put this one then?
I'd put them in okay.
Next one is Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Greatest of all time, because I have quite a lot of CCR on my fucking iPod. You're talking Fortunate Son, Proud Mary, Down on the Corner, Green River, Born on the Bayou, Up Around the Bend. It's countless hits. And John Fogerty is a vocalist, at least back in the 60s, because now not so much. He's just one of the most iconic pieces of the 60s. I have his book that I'm going to start reading soon. Talk about a guy who got fucked over. By the way, if you're keeping score at home, I've noticed, and I'm trying not to say it as much, but I've noticed that I've said talk about X so much in this fucking video. So take a shot every time you hear me say it if you're not keeping score.
I wouldn't do that. You might end up
shit-faced by the end.
You might end up like alcohol poisoning yourself.
But this band was at the helm of one of my favorite lawsuits in music history.
Your favorite lawsuits?
Yeah, one of my favorite lawsuits because it's so incredibly stupid.
Okay.
So, John Fogerty, the vocalist, was the main writer for CCR.
Okay.
Band splits up, all this shit. So, he then goes solo and releases a song called The Old Man Down the Road, which is since, I think because of this lawsuit, in my opinion, might have been because it blew up, but I don't know. But this song has become a classic. And the rest of... I'm trying to say this a little. The rest of the members of CCR, including his brother Tom, said, hey, The Old Man Down the Road kind of sounds like Run Through the Jungle. So John Fogerty was taken to court for plagiarizing himself. And it was the stupidest case of all time. But damn it, I'm going to go to court and I'm going to prove this. So he brought his guitar and he played both songs to prove how different they were. And he won the case.
I was really wanting you to say he lost it so badly.
That's what I was thinking, because how the fuck would you lose? Because what? It's one of the most hilarious, funny lawsuits that I learned about on that VH1 show that we started watching. Oh, it's one of my favorite stories in music history.
Next one is Chicago.
Okay. Here we go again. Somewhat tolerable.
I was wearing like I feel like I know that.
Oh, this one's gonna get. I do have Chicago songs on my iPod too, but let me kind of explain my opinion first.
Go ahead.
So, as the beginning, Chicago was it was a blues jazz hybrid. And Terry Kath, one of the greatest guitar players of all time, was part of the band. And they were kick ass back then. 25 or 64, one of the greatest, just funky ass, bluesy songs. Later on down the road, Terry Kath, I think, accidentally shot himself in the head.
Like you do.
As one does. And then Chicago kind of went from being this like jazz, blues, rock band to becoming what I would consider like soft rock. And I'm comparing them to like the Righteous Brothers in that scenario, where like songs like You're the Inspiration and all these like cheesy 80s movie fucking love songs. And that's what a good portion of their albums became, and it was all because of this one guy, Peter Cetera, who was one of the primary vocalists in the band, had a incredibly high register, and without a doubt, a great vocalist, but he just kind of took the band in that direction, and like there were certain times where they tried to fight him on it, and Peter Cetera just didn't. Like eventually, he ended up leaving and going solo. And what's hilarious now, and Sami Zayn explained this, funnily enough, on Talk Is Jericho once. He's just like, when Chicago tours, they sell out the building, but when Peter Cetera tours, he can't sell 5 tickets, which is an over-exaggeration, but you get the point. Because now Chicago has kind of gone back to their roots. And when Chicago got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I can't remember if Peter Cetera even attended. They invited him, but I don't know if he was even there. So, the early Chicago stuff, like Chicago 1 to I think 5, because each one of their albums is numbered, which is a nightmare because they've been going since the 70s. So, the first couple of Chicago albums, like the Chicago Transit Authority to the Number series, like the first 5.
Yeah.
Whatever it ends with Terry Kath, I'm just like, that shit's amazing. But then it kind of like, a few albums are like, okay, there's good, and then it just kind of hits a slump. So, depending on the era. So, somewhat tolerable.
This is gonna be one where me and you see them very differently. Red Hot Chili Peppers.
If this was a couple of years ago, they'd probably be going in the top. Because I love every member of that band. I love every era of that band. But as I've gotten a little older and my tastes have broadened, I still adore the Chili Peppers. Sans Dave Navarro era. It's just a little harder to listen, not because of the music changing, but lyrically, there's just like Danny California is in my top 10 favorite songs of all time. But like there's only certain songs that I'll listen to now. Whereas before, I was like, go deep. I was a deep Chili Peppers fan. But right now, I just put them in okay. Where were you gonna put them?
I don't like the band at all.
You don't like you don't even like Danny California?
No.
No?
Unless it's I've never because I remember I listened. Yeah, I feel like it's one because I remember this is one that was one of those songs where everyone would play it for me like thing. I think you have. I think Thomas did, and it just does nothing for me as a song.
Yeah, Danny California is the only song that I will seek out from the Chili Peppers. Everything else is like, I mean, Californication is a good song. The video's ridiculous, but actually, I kind of like the video. But Danny California is the only like song that I genuinely love with all of my heart, and I think it's slightly biased because it was one of the first songs I learned on drums.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna piss a lot of drummers off this. It's kind of easy to play, for a schlub like me. But now it's just like, I feel like you would like the Mother's Milk album. I feel like you might like, because that's when they had Hillel Slovak and stuff. I think isolated, if you were to hear Flea as a bassist, you would at least like Flea as a bassist. Mm-hmm. Like the next time you're here, I might show you some just isolated Flea stuff because he's amazing as a bassist. And I'm not discrediting anybody in the Chili Peppers except for the Dave Navarro period, because what the fuck happened there? I don't know how the hell that record even came out. Anyway.
The Clash.
Great. Another band that kind of got cut too short because of Joe Strummer's death. But they had some good bangers. Train in Vain is the most underrated song in their catalog, and it doesn't get nearly enough attention. Because everybody's Should I Stay or Should I Go? London Calling, all this other shit. I almost said Anarchy in the UK, but that's a completely different band. Rock the Casbah is what I was thinking of. For the longest time, I thought they were saying "fuck the catwalk."
I was saying what?
I thought they were saying "fuck the catwalk."
Oh, fuck the catwalk. Okay.
Yeah, when you listen to the song, you'll understand why I thought that for so long.
Oh, there's one. I'm curious to see where we put it.
Yeah. That's another one that I feel like I need to go deep diving in there.
Cold War Kids.
I know nothing about them. I don't know nearly enough.
Okay, so I don't know.
I've heard of them, but that's just not ringing any bells.
Coldplay.
They're okay. Some great songs. Chris Martin's an amazing vocalist, but yeah, it's just I wouldn't, die for one of their songs like some people.
Cream.
Greatest of all time. Seriously, one of the greatest. The greatest supergroup of all time. Three of the most gifted, technically proficient musicians of all time. You got Eric Clapton on fucking guitar, Ginger fucking Baker on drums, and Jack Bruce on bass and lead vocals to an extent, with him and Clapton kind of sharing it. Oh, and White Room is another song that's just up there when it comes to one of the greatest songs ever written. Sunshine of Your Love is a great riff. if you need a performance to watch Cream, watch their Royal Albert Hall performance in 2005, where they reunited. It's so good. Ginger Baker, one of the greatest drummers to ever pick up a set of sticks. Jesus Christ.
Creed.
I feel like this isn't going to surprise many people on the internet. The absolute worst. I used to be a little too obsessed with that era of music, like the post-grunge era. Scott Stapp has a very drony voice, and he relies too much on the yeah. It's just it's almost like he's trying to be a carbon copy of Eddie Vedder and failing in every imaginable way. That being said, I like some of the solo stuff, and here's the thing. Creed ultimately led to one of my favorite bands, who, now realizing I'm flabbergasted, isn't on this list.
Which is?
Alter Bridge.
Oh, yeah.
Because the remaining members of Creed formed Alter Bridge, Miles Kennedy. What the fuck is that shit? Because Alter Bridge is an amazing band. And I thank Creed for giving me them. But Creed as a band, there's not a lot of substance there.
Okay.
Oh boy, am I going to get crucified when we get to Nickelback.
Crosby, Stills,
Nash and Young. I'm going to put them in great. Because vocally, there's not another band like them, but behind the scenes, talk about tension. So much tension in there. And spin-offs galore. Because, you got Crosby and Nash. You got Crosby, Stills, and Nash. You got Crosby, Stills and Nash. Nash and Young. Like, fuck off. Just fuck off. But as a combined unit, when they got along and they knew what they were doing, they had some great talent in there. So, yeah. Just because I believe it was like the Yardbirds and Buffalo Springfield kind of merging together to form. I could be way wrong.
The Cure.
I'm going to really piss some people off. Somewhat tolerable, yeah, because I don't hate them.
Somewhat tolerable.
But I just don't like a lot of their stuff.
Okay, you're going to get another picture for the next one? Just by the way.
Yep, and there's a whole shitload of devoted fans of them.
I have no idea what that is.
Hold on, I don't know either. I have to kind of crop this and see if I can image search it. Because I have no clue.
Because usually I can somewhat figure it. I can't make out a single freaking thing of that except for the.
Yeah, give me a second.
Okay.
Because that's bizarre.
Worst case, if we can't figure it out, they go in, I don't know, because we actually don't know.
Yeah, I've got no clue. Nothing's coming
Okay,
up.
so I don't know.
Yeah. I'm sorry to
Whatever band
whoever
that
is. Yeah, I'm sorry for whoever is a fan of that band, but I don't fucking know.
You might actually be a great band. We have no clue who you are.
Yeah, I might have just. Oops.
Deep Purple.
Amazing. They almost went into greatest of all time, but they are responsible for Smoke on the Water. But, and I'd love Smoke on the Water, but I can't anymore with that song. I have to listen to it at least once a year, so I can kind of rid my brain of it.
Yeah.
But every other fucking thing they've ever done is incredible. The live album, they have countless bootlegs. Highway Star is one of the most ass-kicking songs of all time. I wish to God that Ian Gillan these days would tune the song down half a step so he can hit these notes. If you could see the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction that they finally got, which is the greatest story I've ever heard about my dad. They're the greatest story I have about my dad. You would laugh because he can't hit those notes anymore. But they are a great band, and I love every era of Deep Purple. It gets a little funny around the David Coverdale era, but I do quite enjoy me some Deep Purple.
Def Leppard.
Def Leppard?
Yep.
Great. Def Leppard are like, if you're gonna see any band from the '80s live, I would go see Def Leppard because the talent is still there. Joe Elliott can still sing the songs and can still hit proper notes that he needs to because he knows how to properly take care of his voice. Looking at you, Vincent Neil. But yeah, Pour Some Sugar on Me is a classic. Hello America is an underrated gem. So if you're a if you're a Def Leppard fan and you don't know about that song, please go check out Hello America. Yeah.
Oh god, I gotta figure out if I say this right. Depeche Mode?
Depeche Mode.
Depeche Mode, okay.
I don't know much about them, but I do know Personal Jesus because that is their big song.
We'll put in Don't Know.
Yeah, and I love Personal Jesus. It's a great song, but I just don't know enough.
Dire Straits.
Oh, come for me, internet. The absolute worst.
Ooh. Okay. Interesting group of absolute worst.
Yeah, Cannibal Corpse, Creed, Dire
and
Straits.
Dire Straits.
One of these things just doesn't work. To the internet. I don't give a shit about Brothers in Arms. The riff in Money for Nothing is fine. Sultans of Swing is not some classic masterwork. Get over it. Stop with Dire Straits, okay? They're not some second coming of great guitar rock. Mark Knopfler is a good guitarist. I will give him that. But the complete package of Dire Straits doesn't do it for me. And I don't care how hard you come.
Oh God, I hope this is one that gets you in just so much shit.
Dire Straits?
No, this tier list, just this in general.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get shot for the Bon Jovi one alone.
Disturbed.
I will put Disturbed in okay.
Ooh,
I love Disturbed.
that one. That one even took me back.
There's a lot of songs that I like about this. A lot of songs I like with Disturbed. Inside the Fire, Reason to Fight makes me cry. But 10,000 Fists is a great song. I still haven't forgiven Watch Mojo for the list, by the way. Because I was getting so into 10,000 Fists, and they cut off the best part of the song twice. Yeah, there's some great stuff there. David Draymond is a bit of an asshole. So he's kind of tempered my love for the band.
Okay, I think.
Although hearing the story of the is quite funny.
I moved them to great just because I find them great. So there you go.
Okay, I
Be
will
the
put
one time I stick my nose in here.
Yep, I'm not gonna fight you, so I'll put them there too.
The Doobie Brothers.
Talk about another band that got fucked over. I'm not gonna put them in the same category. I'm actually gonna put them in okay. But it's a similar situation to Chicago, where the Doobie Brothers got Michael McDonald in the band, and then Michael McDonald proceeded to take them in a weird fucking direction that they just kind of didn't fit in. Yeah. So I do love some early Doobie Brothers stuff. Listen to the music. Jesus is Just Alright. Black Water is an incredible song. Yeah. But they just kind of hit the weird swerve in the 80s.
The next one's the Doors, and we're gonna move on. I know where to put that, and we did a whole video talking about them, so we don't need to do this one. The next one though, we'll have send you a picture too, because I just can't.
Can't read it.
I just can't read it. Yeah, this is apparently that's the only way I can say these things. Apparently. I just got a bunch of photos from this thing because
Jesus is just around me. Now I've got that stuck in my head. Damn it.
Come on, phone. There you go.
What the fuck?
See, some of these you just can't read.
I was literally gonna say one band, but they're right next to them. What the fuck?
Just, I don't know.
Yeah. I'm good with names, and I'm not good with logos. I wish I knew what that was. It's probably great.
This is that thing. If you know what that band is, this one is.
Let me know, and I will give you a response.
Yeah, we respond to comments as long as you're not acting like a tool.
Which they probably will, considering.
Well, look, but if you
feel about
disagree with something, that's one thing. You know, if you say something that's just straight messed up, you'll either not get a response or we'll just delete your thing if you're way over the top. Because trust me, we doing this knowing we're gonna get some reactions.
Yeah, yeah.
Dream Theater. Which you...
Yeah. Okay, so I love Dream Theater, but they are on the long side. Like, I think one of their songs goes 20 minutes. So they're not everybody's cup of tea. So I'm gonna put them in okay. Although realistically, they are my favorite like progressive metal act. I can't spell the word theater to say my life. There we go. Um, yeah, John Petrucci. Talk about a great guitar. Like Jesus Christ, stop saying it. Stop saying it, Brain. Like we get your fucking point. Fuck off. I hate my brain because I keep saying it, and I don't want to. But he's an incredible guitar player. Jesus, everybody's drunk at this point. They're just going to agree with everything I say because they don't know any better. Because they're so hammered because I told them to take a shot.
They probably don't
I'm giving people alcohol poisoning.
They don't even know. Yeah, you're gonna just read them like, yeah. By the way, this one thing of you saying this has caused 20,000 deaths or something.
Like, there's a video of the one instruments video that Rob Scallon made, and somebody made a compilation of every time he said he forgot he had this. I'm waiting for someone to say, talk about this. Jesus Christ. Fucking Wayne over here.
Duran Duran.
They're a new wave band, and I do love me new wave, but somewhat tolerable.
Yep.
They're the band that do "Hungry Like a Wolf," and yeah, they're just not. They're not what I'm looking for, but I do like some of their stuff.
The Eagles.
Greatest of all time.
Yeah, I kind of thought so. What is?
And I may get flack for that because it put Dire Straits way down there. The Eagles way up there. I hope nobody is the Big Lebowski. Fucking thing. I fucking hate the Eagles, man. Yeah, every era of the Eagles is great. Vocal ability is out of this world. Don Henley, I think, may be my favorite singer of all time. Oh boy.
Another picture.
Yep, I heard the snap. Electric Light Orchestra.
Okay, well, at least you know that one.
Yeah.
It'll be a while before I need to take another picture, so that'll be a good thing.
They are great. Because, yeah, Jeff Lynne, great vocalist. And there's great instrumentation in their stuff. It's really layered and polished. Evil Woman's a great song. Mr. Blue Sky kind of pisses me off because it's overused and overplayed. So I'm not really a big fan of that song, but Don't Bring Me Down, I just sing to every time. So, yeah, they're great. I want to dive deeper, though.
Okay.
See if there's any hidden gems in there that I want to showcase. Amazing. I would put him in the greatest of all time, but he definitely deserves that. But I would be doing... I feel like I would be doing myself a disservice to him just because I haven't dug so deep into his discography. There's a lot of people I need to dive deeper.
Evanescence. Guess it a fucking word.
Evanescence.
Thank you.
Amy Lee's such a powerful vocalist. So, and Bring Me to Life, great song. Going Under, amazing. My Immortal, another song that almost fucking makes me cry. Can't spell this word. But great. Or no, amazing.
Fallout Boy.
Um. Yeah, I've already shot myself in the foot quite a few times, so somewhat tolerable.
Yep.
My songs "Know What You Did in the Dark" is amazing, and I've used it for a video package before. Uh, but what was it? I think my favorite song title is something like "Our lawyers wanted us to change the name of this song, and we didn't, so this is the name of the song," or something like that. It's one of the funniest things I've ever heard.
That's pretty good.
But yeah, I like their stuff, but I'm not actively seeking it out.
Finger 11.
It's a band I've seen live, so I'm gonna put them in great.
Great.
Yeah, because there's Paralyzers, Chemical, One Thing, Good Times, which I am still upset about to this day because they didn't fucking play it at the show. And I was listening to Finger 11 get pumped up. I was waiting for the show, and I'm just like, I can't wait for them to play Good Times.
I found the
Sat through the entire show and didn't fucking.
I just want to say I found the name of that Fallout Boy song. It's called "Our Lawyer Made Us Change the Name of This Song So We Wouldn't Get Sued."
Yes, that's it.
I had to look that up because I was curious what the actual name of it was.
Yeah, I knew it was something involving a lawyer's made us change the name. But yeah, it's great.
So don't love it. Fitz and the Tantrums.
The what?
That's the name of it.
Fits and the Tantrums?
Fitz and the Tantrums.
I'm not qualified to judge, so
Don't know that?
yeah,
Okay.
they sound great.
My favorite band name I've seen on this thing, The Flamin' Lips.
God, what a weird band they are. They're a fucking bizarre band. Like you said, what was you said something about the one movie, Sharktopus Whalewolf, that you need alcohol to get through, right?
Yep.
You need to be blitzed to listen to the Flame. Like, they're so bizarre. I would put, I don't know, because part of me wants to take a shitload of edibles and listen to them to see if I get some sort of spiritual awakening. So I'm going to put them in I don't know. They did do a really atrocious cover of Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds with Miley Cyrus, of all people.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And it's just fucking dog shit. They're a wonky band. Like, I have a DVD of like this Toronto music festival. They were the first act on the first disc, and they came out, and he had this ginormide ball that I'm pretty sure was the size of planet Earth. And yeah, they're weird, man.
Fleetwood Mac.
Greatest of all time. That's another thing that, like, there was a lot of tension in that band in later years, especially with the Rumors era, because that whole album is a breakup album of a couple that was in, two couples that were in the band, and it's just that. But that album is a masterwork. I say that as people are just like, "What about Brothers in Arms?"
Exactly in that voice, too. Exactly in that voice.
That's how I hear these people.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just that's another thing where it's like the right combination of people. Even when Peter Green was in the band, right combination of people.
Foo Fighters.
Greatest of all time. My second favorite band of all time. And there's parts of me that it's very tough to listen to the Foo Fighters right now, since Taylor's passed. But the new guy they have, Josh Freese, I think his name is.
Yeah.
Just a great drummer. But no one's gonna touch Taylor. They are like right under the doors when it comes to my favorite bands of all time. And I know the internet loves their daily dose of Dave Grohl, but
Look,
I'm
his
sorry.
His comments on Taylor Swift, they're just
Oh Jesus, yes.
insulting nation. He insulted a national treasure.
I insulted a knight of the British Empire or something.
We insulted
doing-
wars by just.
I put Dire Straits in the absolute worst. I'm Dave Grohl. So yeah, but Foo Fighters are just fucking brilliant.
Foreigner.
Another one, yeah, another greatest of all time. Because now we're just listing off some of my favorite bands of all time. I watched them do a live version of Jukebox Hero. It's a recent version because Lou Graham's not in the band anymore. I think Mick Jones is the only member of the band that's from the original lineup. But it doesn't matter to me because they're so good. They played Jukebox Hero, what's traditionally, I think, a 4-minute song, and they stretched it to 10 minutes.
As you do.
Yeah. Every song that I've heard from Foreigner has left me feeling something. Even I Don't Know What Love Is, or I Want to Know What Love Is, or whatever the fucking song is. That song can kind of go to hell. But everything else is so good. Like that first record, man. There are bands that just have incredible first records, and Foreigner is up there.
The Fray.
It's another come for me internet moment. Absolute worst.
Okay.
They're that fucking band that has that song that's in every fucking hospital scene, and someone's dying, and how did I go wrong with it?
Oh yes, okay, that one. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I had to say like, fuck off.
What's worse is that's not a bad song.
Yeah, but it's just
Overused so much that you hate it.
Yeah, it's made me not want to even attempt to go down that rabbit hole, because like people have kept telling me you should really look at the Fray, and I'm just like, you should really go to hell. Like,
Fun.
so not to stay up. I don't know where to put them. I'll you know what? I'll put them in okay, because they have some good stuff. I'm pretty sure you know the lyrics to "We Are Young" off by heart.
We Are Young.
Yeah. I might have gotten you confused with somebody
I
else.
think I'm trying to remember which ones. I don't know if it's We Are Young. I think Some Nights is the one I know by heart.
Yeah. They're a pardon the awful pun, but they are a fun band. They got some good stuff. And Nate Roos is I think he's an underrated vocalist in my opinion. But yeah.
Genesis.
Here goes another one that I'm gonna get in trouble for, but somewhat tolerable. And these guys are like the kings of progressive music. And Peter Gabriel and Phil Collins. I almost called him Peter Collins. Both came from Genesis. I think Peter Gabriel came from Genesis. But there's some songs that I like. There's some songs that I don't like. A lot of it I don't like. but yeah, they're yeah, somewhat tolerable because I really get a kick out of I Can't Dance. I really think that song is fun.
There's a few that looking down here, I just can't wait to see where you put them because I feel like
I'm gonna get in even more trouble.
it's either you're gonna get in trouble or you're just gonna like see how you react is gonna be interesting. Let's let Godsmack.
Somewhat tolerable. It's another case of there's a few songs that I like, just like the bare minimum. Like The Enemy, I like because it was on the SVR 2007 soundtrack. That song will always have a place in my heart because it was on that game. There are some songs that I used to love by them that I now think are so stupid. Specifically, Crying Like a Bitch. That song is so dumb. Because it's a song about just wanting to kick somebody's ass. And leave them crying up like a bitch on the floor. And it was used in UFC so much. I think that's what made me realize how stupid it was.
How stupid what is?
Crying like a bitch is.
Oh, okay.
And then they also pissed me off because WWE used them for their I think the greatest Royal Rumble, and they overplayed the shit out of When Legends Rise to the point where I can't even listen to that song. But they're like The Enemy and I Stand Alone. Voodoo is a good song. But like I think other than those three songs, and it's weird because I do have their shit, but it's just they're tolerable. I can tolerate them.
Godspeed You, Black Emperor.
What the fuck?
I don't know this one.
There's another one. I don't know.
Okay.
Godspeed You, Black Emperor. I kind of want to dive in.
This is what I would suggest because it seems interesting.
Okay.
God Dolls.
Goo Goo Dolls.
Oh, okay. The one O looks like a D. Not gonna lie, need to work on that. Just saying.
Here's another one for the soccer moms to bitch at me about. Fucking dog shit.
Oh, okay. I was just like, when you say here's another one, I'm like, okay, see, it's somewhat tolerable, absolute worst.
Yeah, absolute worst. Because they're the ones that do the I don't want the world to see me. I don't even know the name of the fucking song. It's that. Fuck them.
Gorillas.
The cartoon band.
That's all I.
Yeah.
That's all I know them for is that shitty fun song.
I'm gonna put them in okay because I do like that shitty fucking song. I do want to dive in because I like the concept and I like the vibe that they make. Like they make some pretty fun songs, but I wanna go head first in there and see if there's any more that I can pick up because I know they came from the guy that was in Blur. And it's funny because I want to dive into Blur too, but I don't know. I'm gonna put them in okay.
I am shocked. This guy, So, Gotti.
Gautier.
Gautier. Gotye. Does not sound like the definition to me of a one-hit wonder.
Yeah, somebody that I used to know, guy. Yeah, and it's weird because I'd love that song to death, but I'm gonna put and I he's gonna go and I don't know
Okay.
because he's another case that I just want to jump in because yeah, I just know that one song.
Grand Funk Railroad.
Greatest of all time. What a fucking powerhouse of a band. There's a lot I can say about Grand Funk, but I would be doing them a disservice because there needs to be a whole, like, I need to write a whole essay about them because they're just so fucking good. So, all I will say is that if you haven't listened to them and you want one album to listen to, E Pluribus Funk. Search that out, and if that doesn't do it for you, A, you're stupid. B, listen to We're an American Band, and it'll change your mind. That's all I'll say.
Grateful Dead.
God, if you're listening, please watch over me tonight as I am about to get massacred. The absolute worst.
Okay.
There is literally only one song I like by them, and it's called Casey Jones. And it's a really wonky song because it's riding that train, high on cocaine.
Love your
I
versions of songs, like your voice you do for songs is
In the Grateful Dead song, it fucking weird song. But I do like that song. But I respect the community that the Deadheads are. But I am not one. And part of that might be just pure ignorance on my part for not diving in, but I've just really not cared for that. Because part of me doesn't want to get sucked into it. Because there are people that their whole lives are dedicated to following this band. And it's like subsection of bands. Because I think, John Mayer's in a band called Dead & Co., which have like certain members that are alive at least. I don't know. But I can't. I don't want to get sucked in.
Green Day.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Because there's some stuff that's just awesome. And then there's the trilogy, the Uno Dos Tres trilogy, which is a little fucking stupid. Kill the DJ is great. And then there's a song called Fuck Time. And it's really stupid. But yeah, I love Green Day. The new album that just came out is really good. But they're amazing, but they have their moments.
Obviously this one. Greta Van Fleet.
Greta Van Fleet.
Greta Van.
They're okay. The reason I say they're okay, and the internet will probably agree with me, they're trying so hard to be Led Zeppelin. Because the first song I ever heard is called Highway 2. And I listened to it, and I'm just like, oh my god, this is the second coming of Led Zeppelin. And it took me out of the fact that they were a great band. because I can't listen to them without wanting to listen to Led Zeppelin. Because there's some talented people in that band. But to the point where they're making a record, and I'm pretty sure I heard this in a video somewhere, so it may be wrong. It may be wrong. But I'm pretty sure they used a similar drum kit to John Bonham's drum kit on one of their records. As if they needed to. The guy already sounds like Robert Plant. To the point where Robert Plant himself has said, he sounds kind of familiar. Have you heard them?
No.
I'm doing a comparison test, and you're going to be like, holy shit. But yeah, they're okay, because I genuinely like them as talented musicians. But I just can't listen to their stuff without thinking of Led Zeppelin. With the exception of one song. When the Curtain Falls, I think that's what it's called, is a good song that's at least different enough to not sound like Led Zeppelin. So, they're, to me, and this might rub some people the wrong way, to me, they're a glorified cover band.
Ooh, okay.
Fuck it. That's what I said. But they're okay.
Group Love.
I don't know much, so.
Okay.
Not qualified.
Guns N' Roses.
They're gonna go in okay.
Okay.
And, Guns N' Roses would have created one of my favorite moments in music history when Axl dove onto the camera dude. It's one of the greatest videos I've ever seen. Because I'm pretty sure I've shown you it.
Yes, you have.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's so good. Again, first record, great. I am one of the defenders of the Spaghetti Incident album. I think it's just a covers album, but I like that record. But it's a band that like has some great shit, killer musicians in it. But then it kind of gets tainted because of the whole Chinese democracy situation. If that album hadn't came out, then we would have, been great. And hell froze over when they got back together with Axl and all that shit. So I was like, holy shit, anything's possible. Still waiting on that Oasis reunion so I can eat my shoe. But, yeah.
Del John Hell's Gates.
Died.
Or Hall Gates.
What?
Yeah, Del John Hallgates.
Don't know.
Okay. Heart.
Heart, they are great. It's another band that I'm ashamed to admit I don't know too much about, but what I have heard is just some of the most amazing musicianship I've ever heard.
Most of these, for the next thing, I think you'll know, obviously. Some of these.
So, Ann Wilson, vocally, is amazing, and Nancy Wilson doesn't get enough credit for being a trailblazer in the guitar scene in general, or women in rock in general. So that's what I can say respectfully.
Jimi Hendrix.
Greatest of all time.
Yeah.
There's no one like him, and no one will ever be like him. They have made pedals, guitar pedals, trying to emulate Hendrix's sound, and they still fuck. There will never be no one ever like Jimi Hendrix. And the Jimi Hendrix experience as a band, Mitch Mitchell's drumming is like, if you're learning how to play the drums and you just want the greatest inspiration of all time, just look up anything Mitch Mitchell has ever played on. Same if you're a bassist for Noel Redding, because holy shit. And there's a part of me that wants to say this, but a part of me that doesn't. But please understand, I'm saying this as a joke. If you're a guitar player and you want to emulate Jimi Hendrix, just don't, because you're not going to get there. And I mean that with all the love and respect in the world. But yeah, greatest of all time, without a shadow of a doubt.
Heavy Lewis in the News.
Oh, Huey Lewis. It's the power of love. Somewhat tolerable. Because what I've heard, other than certain songs, is kind of silly and just weird. It's not for me.
Imagine Dragons.
The absolute worst.
Whew. Okay.
It's just...
I actually don't mind them, but I'll let you.
I think there's only like one or two songs that I really like ever actively listen to, and one of them's a cover of one of their songs, because Sabrina Carpenter did a cover of Radioactive that just melts me inside. But Monster is the only song that I will actively listen to.
Well, I don't think Believer's that bad.
But Believer's not bad. The music video is weird. Why is he boxing Dolph Lundgren when Dolph Lundgren can eat you for breakfast? The fact that he agreed to be in that.
Although I will admit, if we're judging songs based off music videos, I feel like there's some of these that are fucking...
Oh yeah, there's some weird ones out there. But there's two things that killed this band, in my opinion. One of them isn't their fault, technically. One of them totally, completely is. The one that isn't their fault is they did cover a Beatles song at this Grammy salute to the Beatles. And the song they chose to cover was Revolution. And they took it in a completely different direction, to the point where I got personally offended. Looking back on it, maybe I'm a bit too harsh, but it's for later. And this is something that people might get so mad at me for. But I cannot stand Thunder.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I actually don't mind the song, but that's fine. I understand why people would hate it.
To me, Thunder can join Indian Summer Number.
Oh, it's not that bad.
I'm respectful with your opinion on the song. Like that, it's great that you like it, but I can't. Oh, the first time, because, and this is why I stopped listening to the radio, because they're always on it, especially mainstream pop radio.
Yeah.
And for some reason, Thunder is one of the only songs they played now. Like I said, I think the only song that's on my iPod is Monster, and that's for something completely different than what it should be, you know? Yeah. So, sorry to the Imagineers out there, or whatever the fuck you want to call yourselves.
I don't know if they have a fan name. I really want them to be called the Imagineers now.
I stole that from Disney, but...
Incubus.
What tomorrow brings. Um, they're okay. This is another band that I just need to spend more time with. But Drive is an incredible song. And that song was in a movie about surfing penguins, and I think that song is great.
Um, Insane Clown Posse is one I refuse to put in anything but the absolute worst. Oh, I hate.
There are some songs I like. But for the most part, I agree. Like Homies is a good song, and Magnets, How Do They Work is just so funny.
There is very rarely I will stick my thing of like I will not let this go, and if that is one of the ones I saw that I'm like if he puts this anywhere but absolute worst, I'll be offended.
I was gonna put them in somewhat tolerable because I genuinely do like a few songs.
Okay, I will put them there for the fact that you like them.
Yeah.
Iron Maiden.
Spell, you fucking idiot. I was trying to spell the word. Iron Maiden, amazing. Because, yeah, one of the greatest bands in the history of heavy metal music, like traditional heavy metal. Bruce Dickinson is one of the greatest vocalists of all time. Period. No debate. Yeah. There's a lot I could say, but this is already a long fucking video.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm trying.
I'll try to keep them short unless I have a really good thing.
There's some, yeah, because my goal, there's a point where it gets to Z, and then there's just other random ones. Once we hit Z's, we'll stop.
Yeah.
Janis Joplin.
Greatest of all time. My favorite female vocalist ever. There's just no one like her.
Jefferson Airplane.
Great. I will tell a quick little story.
Okay.
The reason I'm putting them in great is because my music beat has this thing that there's this little thing that happens where once in a while half of my album covers get changed to Jefferson Airplane's surrealistic pillow, and I will send a picture to Josh to put in this video to prove that. So my image of the band has changed a little bit.
It's not even about the music now.
No, it's the point where I can't even look at that album cover without getting queasy. Because of all the fucking agony I went through to fix all of that shit. But White Rabbit also has been rejuvenized for me in recent years. Anyway.
Joan Jett and the Blackhearts.
Greatest of all time. Yeah. That's all I'll say there.
Journey.
Okay. Somewhat tolerable.
Yep.
And blame the radio again.
Joy Division.
People put them on such a high pedestal, but I just don't know enough to agree.
Okay.
So.
Judas Priest.
Amazing.
I'm gonna have to send you a picture for this one.
Oh.
I came back on a fucking.
feel really bad about these two bands. Kansas.
Okay, well, I'm glad you can make that up.
Yeah, I just know that logo. I'm gonna put them in greatest of all time. Carry On My Wayward Son is one of my favorite songs of all time. Dust in the Wind was one of my favorite songs of all time.
The Killers.
Left Overture is a great song. Oh, The Killers. Okay. Okay. Literally, that's where they're going. Is okay. I can't fucking stand Mr. Brightside.
My opinion, my favorite band name out of all these, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
They're going with the Flaming Lips, and I don't know, because they're another weird fucking band.
Sound fucking incredible. I'm putting them next to Flaming Lips. But they sound incredible. I heard that name. I said that sounds amazing.
Yeah, somebody said they're like a fucking it's like kind of like a reincarnation of like psychedelia. And I just haven't heard them.
Fair.
So I want to though. They sound great. But,
King Crimson.
King Crimson can go in. Okay. Because they can tend to be on a bit of the long side, and 21st Century Schizoid Man gets a little too praised when it's a great song, but it's kind of over talked about.
Kings of Leon.
There's only a few songs I like, so I'm just gonna put them in. I don't know. They're the one that said do Sex on Fire and Use Somebody. Yeah. I'll dive deeper at some point.
The Kinks.
You know. Okay. Just lightning fast.
Kiss.
Amazing. Sorry, but Gene Simmons' personality has made me not want to rank him anymore.
Corn.
Great. That's not like made you uncomfortable once.
This will be another picture.
Okay. Yeah, it's another one that I just can't make out. So
Okay.
go something I don't know.
Led Zeppelin.
Greatest of all time. Fuck you, Greta Van Fleet. So fuck you, Greta Van Fleet.
This is one I've been very curious for, but Limp Bizkit.
Oh.
This was I was very curious to see where you're gonna put it.
Somewhat tolerable. Because of the songs I like, and then there's Behind Blue Eyes. And then there's Nookie. And then the whole album, Chocolate Starfish.
And then there's just Fred Durst. Linkin Park.
Greatest of all time. Still mad at you. He was the one that told me about Chester Bennington's death that day. After I literally told my dad I can't wait to see Linkin Park one day.
It also didn't help the way I said it because I didn't know who I wasn't into that much music. I didn't know who Linkin Park was at that time. So when I said it, I was like, hey, you know a guy like Chester Bennington, and I was like, hey, he's dead.
I've never wanted to wring his neck so hard.
I didn't even know this.
He crushed me.
The Lumineers.
I don't know.
Yep.
Because I don't want to say anything about them because I just don't.
M83.
I don't know.
Look at that, we're getting a good amount of I don't knows. Time for another picture.
Oh, wait.
This one is just because there's no words on it. Like, except for like 2 letters.
Yeah, I don't know.
Alright, another I don't know. Marilyn Manson.
Okay. There's some stuff that I can get into. Like Deep Sex is a great song, and then, yeah, there's just other stuff that I just don't even remotely want to listen to.
Maroon 5.
Yeah, they're gonna go in the, yeah, they're, move. Yeah, okay. For sentimental reasons, they're gonna go in the okay category.
Which one?
Okay.
Okay.
Because there's some stuff that just, like, Harder to Breathe is a song that just hits me right where I need it to hit me.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Overexposed album, like, I was really, when I was a kid, I was really into The Voice. And I just liked Adam Levine, his personality. Now, not so much, but then I was really into Adam Levine as like a person. So I'm just like, get me the latest Maroon 5 album. And I played the shit out of Overexposed. That's the one that had One More Night, Payphone, and all that sort of shit.
Matchbox 20?
The absolute worst.
Yep.
I'm not crazy, I'm just a little unwell. Oh, fuck off. How about you just end it if you're unwell, you fuck.
My Chemical Romance.
Great.
Meatloaf.
Okay. It's another one that I eventually have to go diving into.
Megadeth.
Great.
Okay, this thing just didn't remote. There you go. Metallica.
Greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Remember, kiddies, to buy your Metallica bundle on Fortnite right now.
Misfits.
Great. Another great punk band, but Danzig is he is Danzig with that
one. Modest Mouse.
Don't know.
Yep.
Heard of them, but I just don't.
What is this one? The Monk?
The Monkeys?
I think?
Is it shaped like a guitar?
It is.
Yeah, that's the Monkeys.
Okay, the Monkeys.
Oh, this is where I'm really gonna get dragged under this fucking sun. Especially by the soccer moms, but I'm putting them in amazing.
Ooh.
Now, historically, just this story kind of needs to be told, especially considering I put Bon Jovi where I put Dire Straits in the absolute worst, and I put the Monkees in amazing.
Yep.
So I need to kind of explain. The Monkees traditionally are known for being the first ever made-for-TV band. This was the height of Beatlemania, and TV studios wanted to capitalize that by making a fictional band for TV. So the Monkees were born by that. So Michael Nesmith, Peter Tork, Mickey Dolenz, Davy Jones. Michael and Peter were seasoned musicians, whereas Mickey hadn't done much in music. I think he had done some Broadway stuff, and Davy, I think he could sing, but that was about it. Michael and Peter originally wanted to contribute to Monkees albums, but were told by management not to because they have traditional musicians to do it. All this stuff. Eventually, they just learned to fucking play and play well. I have a soft spot for the Monkees. I love the Monkees. Sue me, you fucking soccer moms.
Okay. The Moody Blues.
Another band for amazing. Incredibly underrated. Talks about them.
Motley Crue.
Okay. I like Motley Crue stuff, but Vince Neil is the butt of so many of my jokes.
Motorhead.
Greatest of all time. And sure, some people can say a lot of their stuff sounds the same. Well, so does AC/DC. They're in greatest of all time too, so fuck off.
Puddle of Mud.
The absolute worst.
Okay.
Have you seen the Nirvana cover?
No. Wait. Yes, I have. Yes.
Yes.
I was about to like, have I? And I was like, oh, yes. My brain always leaving me. I was like, yes, you have.
Yes, that ruined any fondness I had for them. Not to mention that Wes just keeps going deeper and deeper into shit.
Okay, I'm gonna send you two this time.
2 pictures.
Because the next two,
You don't know.
my eyesight just can't make them out.
Hey.
You also know one band that's on here, that's below them. If it's on there.
Mumford and Sons is one. Mumford and Sons and My Morning Jacket. They both go into, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
What I've heard from Mumford and Sons, it's like a bluegrassy style band. And the banjo playing is really good, but I just don't know. They did that one song, I Will Wait, which isn't a good start for them getting on my good side, because I hate that song.
Fair.
And My Morning Jacket, I just don't know enough about.
The Neighborhood.
It's another one I don't know about.
Okay. Yes.
Not the neighborhood, the neighborhood.
This can't be a name of a bit. Neutral Milk Hotel.
Another one that I don't know about. But I'm going to check them out now.
Well, I think the next one we agree is a single greatest band that's beloved by all, which is Nickelback. I think clearly no hate goes their way at all.
They're going to go okay. And I don't care what anybody says, because I like some of their stuff.
They were the ones I was just going to put them in grave all the time just to piss people off.
Yes. A couple years ago, I would have put them there. But then Get Rollin' came out, and a lot of that is very ballad heavy. And I like Nickelback when they kick me in the ass, but I don't really like them when they're trying to sing me to sleep.
This next one, I don't know, because it just says it's NIN. I don't know if that stands for something or if that's a band of a band. Or...
Oh, NIN?
Yeah.
That's 9 Inch Nails.
Okay. Why can't that can fit on a thing?
They're gonna go in okay as well. Because Closer is such a great song. But and Hurt, their original version of Hurt, makes me cry just as much as Johnny Cash's cover. But yeah, they're great pioneers.
Nirvana.
Greatest of all time. Because I do love a lot of them. But I just prefer Alice in Chains.
So where
Excuse me.
you putting them?
Oh, greatest of all time.
Okay.
But I just saying I prefer Alice in Chains.
Oasis.
Yeah, greatest of all time. In terms of music and stories. Yeah, great band. Still waiting for the shoe.
The Offspring.
She's somewhat tolerable. Because one of their greatest songs is I got a girlfriend and I hate that bitch.
Yep, I know that.
Yeah, and then the listen to me, baby. Yeah.
Brilliant impressions.
You're
One
welcome.
Republic.
That's kind of stars there, right? They're okay. Stuff that I do know that I like and I got to. How do I spell that? Okay. That's it. Yeah, there you go. Fucking moron. Alright.
This is just one I can't see the right like, at all. So I'll just send it to you, see if you know the look.
Okay.
You probably do know it. I don't. I just don't know this.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
I recognize the logo, but it's not clicking.
Pantera.
Amazing.
Papa Roach.
Somewhat tolerable. Because, good lord.
Paramore.
Greatest of all
I
time.
knew that's where that was going.
My third favorite band.
I don't know if you'll know this one. Pavement.
I know of them, but I don't know much, so.
Don't know. Pearl Jam.
They're going to go in great. Because I love Eddie Vedder's vocals. Hard Sun, which is one of Eddie Vedder's solo songs. If you don't know it, know it. Listen to it. Add it to your playlist. Love that song. That's what I do.
Where were they going? Great? Amazing?
Yeah, they're going in great, yeah.
Great. Okay. They won't put them in the wrong. I'm going to send you two pictures. This one of two again.
Okay. Okay, one of them is fish. I know that. I don't know what the first one is.
Okay, so that goes out. No, what about fish?
There's a lot of dedicated Fish fans. But I just... Yeah, same. I don't know.
I was wondering, if you were like,
I
don't-
want to dive into them because I just haven't heard anything.
think you're gonna just go back and look at this video and then just look at all the ones you
Realize how much of an idiot I am.
Or just look how many, see how many you don't know, and be like, okay, time to look into all of these and down and get all of them. Pink Floyd.
Okay. And that's gonna really shake some
Yeah, it's gonna.
people up. I love Dark Side of the Moon, love The Wall, but a lot of their early stuff is fucking bizarre. And that coming from a guy whose favorite band is The Doors. But just a lot of their early stuff is wonky.
Pixies.
That's another band that I want to get into, so but I'm gonna put them in okay because what I do know I like. Like they did Orange Cassidy's other theme.
Yep.
Where's my money?
The Police.
Also an okay. Don't stand so close to me as baby. It's so funny. It shouldn't be because it's a really serious song, but the way it's constructed just kind of makes me.
Okay, one I don't know, and then one I think. I just want to double check it for you. Okay, so I know one, I just don't know the other. Okay, so I'll show you the one send me the one
Go.
oh, God.
I completely tense.
Don't know? Prince.
Greatest of all time. And I would get a mouthful from my dad for saying that.
I almost couldn't figure who it was, and I was like, I think that says Prince. I'm gonna double check that's his.
It says his name twice on it if you think about it. Because I know it says Prince over the logo, but the logo also is his name. Because he changed his name to that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, greatest of all time. But I would so never hear the end of it from my dad. He likes like maybe a few Prince songs, but it's ridiculous.
Pulp.
Pulp?
Pulp.
No clue.
Okay. Queen.
Greatest of all time.
Queens of the Stone Age, I think. Is that what it is? I think.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So I'm gonna check I got that right.
They're gonna go in. They're gonna go in great.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Radiohead.
Somewhat tolerable.
I don't know this one at all. Ramus plus Sin? I think is how you do it. I have no idea what this one is. I'll send you this one because I don't know. Oh, now you take.
Oh, Rammstein.
Okay.
I I like Rammstein, so I'll put them in okay.
Okay.
But they're a bit. I would love to see them live because their live shows are fucking insane.
Ramones.
Um, okay, Ramones. Great.
Hmm.
Great.
Great. Okay. Sorry.
So,
I was listening. Rage Against the Machine.
greatest of all time.
REM.
Great. Another one of my favorite songs came from them. Losing My Religion.
What is this? Oh, REO Speedway.
Okay. We're gonna put them in okay. Because their biggest hit, I could give a fuck about. But some other songs I've heard that I like.
Rush.
Greatest of all time. Greatest Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction of all time.
Black Sabbath.
Greatest of all time.
Saint Motel.
Saint Hotel.
I think that's what it is. Am I right? I think. I want to make sure I got the name.
I'll just put them in I don't know.
It is the name of the band. I just do it. This is another one you'll get a picture of because I can't fucking. I think I'm sending you pictures and it just leads to the thing of either you can't see them or
Mm-hmm.
the writing is terrible.
Yeah. Oh, Santana. I'll put them in great because there's some early stuff that I like, but there's some later stuff that I'm just like, yeah, I don't know about that.
Scorpions.
Because like Smooth can die a great death. Scorpions, amazing.
Where'd you put them?
Amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Sex Pistols.
It, somewhat tough.
Leonard Skinner.
Greatest of all time.
Slayer.
Amazing.
Amazing. Slipknot.
Amazing.
Smashing Pumpkins.
Fucking the absolute worst. think William Patrick Corgan for that. Killer and me is killer and young.
Smash Mouth.
The absolute worst.
Yep. The Smiths.
They're okay.
Sonic Youth.
I don't know enough.
Yep. Soundgarden.
Greatest of all time.
Steve Miller.
Great. His lambasting of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is amazing.
Stone Temple Pilots.
Amazing.
The Rolling Stones.
Amazing. All right.
Oh, okay. The Stooges.
Great.
The Strokes.
I don't know enough.
Good.
Like I've heard the big hit, but
I don't know what this was. STUX.
STYX?
S. Is it a Y? It might be a Y.
Yeah, because Sticks is what I'm hearing.
Sticks.
Sticks, amazing. Renegade is one of the fucking greatest songs ever.
Yeah. Okay. It is Sticks. Okay. Swans.
Don't know.
What?
Don't know.
Don't know. Okay. I don't know this one. This one just says sweet.
Oh, sweet, yeah. They're amazing.
Okay.
It's the Ballroom Blitz band. And Fox on the Run.
System of a Down.
Oh, great.
T-Rex.
T-Rex. Okay.
Talking Heads.
They're okay.
What'd you say?
They're okay.
Okay. Tame Impala.
Don't know enough, but I want to.
It's more weird because when I looked them up online, it just says music producer, so I don't know why they're.
No, he's a one man kind of thing. But,
Oh, okay.
but what I have heard makes me want to hear more.
Tenacious D.
I'm gonna catch a lot of flack for this. But greatest of all time,
Oh boy, are you gonna get flacked for that? It seems like what's on here.
Yeah. And I don't give one single solitary fuck. Because I love Tenacious D with a passion.
We're almost done. Gonna send you another.
They beat the devil, Josh. They sent him back to hell. And may I also remind you that Jack Black deactivated lasers with his dick. So,
I mean,
yeah.
you can argue with that.
That looks like Velvet Revolver's logo. I don't think it is. But, no, it's not. I don't know the logo.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Tool.
It looks familiar, I just don't know.
Tool.
Greatest of all time.
21 Pilots.
Fucking. Okay. I like some of their stuff, but I.
Okay, now I need to figure out something. I'm just gonna say Toto.
Oh, Toto.
Toto.
They're okay. They're the Africa guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Train.
Fucking. Absolute worst.
Absolute. Okay. Sweet.
Yeah, they're the Hey Soul Sister people. And Drive By. How to Say Goodbye or whatever. Yeah.
Twisted Sister.
Amazing.
U2.
A couple of years ago, they would have been an absolute person. But now they're okay. Because I've grown.
Okay, we just got a few more.
I'm upset that Stone Sour isn't on this.
That is one that I'm surprised isn't.
Because they would have been in my greatest of all time.
Muse.
They're okay. I haven't gone too far in. Another band that I want to explore.
Vampire Weekend.
Don't know enough. I've heard the name,
Van
and
Morrison.
I've heard them talked about way too much. Actually. Van Morrison.
Van Morrison.
Okay. So I have heard I like.
Van Halen.
Amazing. Rest in peace.
I need to figure out what the fuck this one is. Got the cover of it. It's just a giant banana.
Velvet Underground.
Okay.
And Velvet Underground is to me they're somewhat tolerable.
They're what?
Somewhat tolerable.
Somewhat tolerable. Okay.
We're another leader. What? The Verb?
The Verve.
Somewhat tolerable. The Bittersweet Symphony dude.
They're what?
They're the Bittersweet Symphony dudes.
Hmm.
They kind of ripped off the Rolling Stones.
So where we put?
Oh, somewhat tolerable.
Somewhat tolerable.
I don't like that lead singer's face. I kind of want to punch him. He has a very punchable face. Now, we'll send you a picture of him before we get off call.
Ween.
Ween. Oh my god. That's a band I haven't heard of in a while, and I fucking love those guys. Wow. They're going in great. I fucking haven't listened to Queen in a minute. Thank you for reminding me of that. Holy shit.
Weezer.
They're also going in great.
The White Stripes.
They're going in amazing.
The Who.
Greatest of all time.
Wilco.
What?
Wilco.
Oh, Wilco.
Wilco.
It's another band that like I've heard talked about very
So don't know.
like yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's literally just called Yes.
Oh yes. Greatest of all time. They've become a meme band. What?
Okay. Zappa.
Oh, Frank Zappa.
Which one?
Frank Zappa?
It just says Zappa.
I would put him in great. Because some of his stuff is like terribly complex. Like he wrote a song called The Black Page.
Yep.
And when the drummer read that thing, he's just like, what the fuck do you expect me to do with this? How am I supposed to play this?
So that's the last one before we get to the random ones. However, there's one more, but for some reason it's in like the other random ones that I've never heard of, except for what? Bring Me the Horizon.
Bring Me the Horizon?
Yep.
To me, they're amazing.
For some reason, that's not with the actual, like... So we can leave it at that. When we get off a thing, I'll tell you some of the other ones, because I've just...
Yeah.
So we can end it here. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to do a little scroll through so you can kind of see the insaneness that we have done here, and you can write down the ones that you think he's lost his mind with. Thank you all for joining us for this very long tier list. Hope y'all enjoy it. Let us know what you think in the comments. The link to the tier list will be in the pinned comment, since they won't let me at this moment do something in the description for weird reasons. Yeah, let us know what you think. The link is in the pinned comment. Hit the subscribe button. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you all for the next one.